Today we're going to look at the game against QPR coming up. Every time we play QPR it takes me back to 1972-73 Second Division, where we contested top spot with QPR for the season. It started off quite well for us in the opening few games, but then we sold one of our top players, Dave Thomas, to QPR, our rivals for the season. And that's what really goaded quite a few Burnley supporters. We sold one of our best players, which then was a club record for QPR of 165,000. Burnley had some great players then, Leighton James, Martin Dobson, some cultured players as well.
Shielding that ball from Mallory and finding Newton, the little chip in, and he's onside, is he? And it's a goal given, and Leighton is the scorer.
We hit the top spot back in late September, and we continued to hold that spot all season more or less. What was important for me personally, was my first season ever watching Burnley. I managed to cajole my father into taking me to a game just after Boxing Day, where Fulham at home, where we drew 2 apiece. Well, I became hooked ever since, 52 years later, still watching the Clarets home and away. The first game we played against QPR, we got a lucky draw with them. The second game, we lost 2-0 to QPR.
Beautiful goal! Gibbons.
So QPR was in ascendancy, the top team that season. It came down to the final game of the season against Preston North End, where we needed to make sure we didn't lose that game. We needed a point to win the championship. QPR were relying on us losing that day. After the game, many thousands of Burnley fans went on the pitch to celebrate. The players came out to show their appreciation, and after the event they celebrated in the bath with a trophy. However, if you look closely at the trophy, it's not the actual trophy. The trophy wasn't at Deepdale that day, and the players celebrated with a trophy which were a fake trophy. It was one of the players that brought it along. I think it was actually a golf trophy, so one of the players had actually won. On a personal note, that was my first ever season. I've already said my first game against Fulham, but however, Preston North End away, last game of the season at Deepdale, my first ever away game. For a young 10-year-old, I was buzzing, absolutely buzzing. Seeing the thousands of Burnley fans making their way over to Deepdale was fantastic. Probably one of the best ever away games for me watching the Burnley, because it was my first ever, and we were crowned Second Division champions that day. So yes, it was a close season that season, but the Clarets picked them by one clear point. In front of me I've got quite a few items from the archive. One in particular is the actual players plaque given to Alan Stevenson, who played all 42 games that season. And then we've got a couple of programmes against QPR, the old quirky programme from the 1972-73 season, plus the game at QPR as well, quite a quirky programme as well. And then behind us we've got a match-worn shirt from that game, or that season. And then we've also got some celebrational newspaper items, Burnley FC promotion souvenir. We've got another one featuring the whole team with Martin Dobson being held aloft, celebrating a great season for the Clarets in 72-73. That's from the archives today. Speak soon, up the Clarets.